All right, joining us now, she's the senior coming off a year where she was first team All Big 12, second team All American. Of course, this past week it threw her first career no hitter and is the Big 12 pitcher of the week. We speak of our good friend Oklahoma State's pitcher Ruby Meylan back with us here on In the Circle on D1 Softball powered by 643. Well, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I caught my eye when I saw you threw a no hitter and it said it was your first career no hitter, which shocked me. I figured you would have hit a few here. Just take me through that no hitter first of all, and what was going through your mind. Because prior to that, against Texas State, you threw your ninth career one hitter, so you were lights out all weekend. But just take me through the no hitter against Colorado State first.
Well, it's funny. So that was on Friday, I think Friday morning, I was talking to our radio guy, Ryan, and we were talking about the one hitter I threw the night before, and it was literally a swinging bunt. Like, it doesn't get more unlucky than that. And I was like, dude, I literally don't know what it is. I can't throw a no hitter. Like, I threw three one hitters last year, one against UCF. I think you were there. It was a bunt single.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, I feel like I've been like fighting this my whole career and I just like get in my head and I can't do it. And he's like, well, it's coming. And then I did it. And so it was kind of funny. Like I kind of knew the whole game, but I didn't want to say anything. So I was just kind of like, okay. And then we got in run rule territory. I'm like, okay, three outs. I can do this. And it happened and it was just super cool. So.
What was your first thought when it got the run rule? You realized you got the no hitter finally. Was it relief, joy? What was it?
Kind of joy. I just had been in Clearwater, I struggled a lot, and I think just kind of getting back on track and getting that belief in myself again was what was needed. So I think it was just a step in the right direction, and now I'm trying to build off of that. So
So that clearly has been in your head about not throwing a no hitter. You have known about that. And you're right. I remember that game last year. I think it was the opener of that series against
yeah.
UCF in Orlando. We were lights out and swinging hit, whatever, an infield hit, and it got the hit going. So is that one of those now you're just kind of check the box? All right, good. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And now maybe that opens the floodgates here moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, just getting the first one. It's kind of like when you're hitting, you get your first hit of the season. Okay, first one's out of the way. Now we try to do it again. So obviously, no hitters aren't the goal, but the less people get on base, the more softball games you win. So, Coach G, after I think it was after a game last week, he's like, pitchers, if you guys don't give up runs, we'll win every game. And we were like, really? Like,
Look,
yeah, that's how it works. But you
breaking
get on your
news.
schedule, so.
Yeah, breaking news. You don't give up a run. You're probably going to win. Yeah, that's a very bold statement there. But what clicked for you this weekend? Because that one hitter, Texas State's a good lineup. That's a good ball club there. That's beaten good teams this season. You were just as electric this there. What was working for you in that game? I know the one hit, it's frustrating, but yet you were lights out.
Yeah. Um, like I said, I was kind of coming off a tough week and did everything I could in the bullpen to kind of get myself back to where I wanted to be. It came down in Clearwater to missing too much over the plate and getting myself in bad counts. And so instead of being emotional about it and making it like a poor me losing belief in myself, I was like, okay, well, we're going to figure this out in the pen and I'm going to go have a great weekend. And yeah, just kind of instilling that belief in myself again. Softball's a hard game, and I think there's tons of failure. And if you allow yourself to ride the emotional roller coaster, it can be challenging. And I've done it a lot throughout my career. And this year, I feel like I've kind of gotten to know myself super well and understanding like I can't run off emotion. I have to be very strategic with how I play and I think just how I work. And yeah, I mean, it just came down to preparing myself in the pen, preparing the way I sleep, eat, talk to myself, all that. And it resulted in a great weekend. So now I'm just sticking to that process the rest of the year.
One thing I've noticed about your career, and I was there in Clearwater. You're very tense. You're very competitive. You're very hard on yourself.
Yeah.
How do you make sure you're not too hard on yourself though? Because again, as you know, the sport it's you're not going to have your day every day. How do you make sure you don't beat yourself up too much where it affects you moving forward?
I mean, I go back to my sophomore year, and that was a year of challenges and a year of learning for me. And that was a year that I had a great start and then I had a couple bad games and it lasted the rest of the year. I didn't allow myself to get out of that. And so I think like after Clearwater, like, yeah, it doesn't feel good to go home having your two losses fall on you and giving up, I don't know, 20 plus runs in one weekend. Like that's not, it doesn't feel good. But I think just reminding myself, like, I'm a really good softball player and like it sucks that I just didn't have a great weekend, but also there was a lot of positives and it came down to three or four bad innings and there was a ton of good. So I think just keeping perspective of it and it's early. You're seeing a ton of pitchers give up runs early this year and hitters are good. Like it's part of it. And so I think just like how can I keep getting better? And I think it's kind of preparing me for going into the pro game, God willing, like I'm gonna give up runs in pro ball. Like these hitters are the best in the world. And so I think just like it's part of the game and very few pitchers, you see probably two pitchers in the country right now that just don't give up runs and it's very rare. And so yeah, just keeping it in perspective is huge. And that's just helped me a lot.
Do you feel you're different now where you can handle that better than, say, you said, mentioned the sophomore year or freshman year? You
Yeah.
would not have been able to handle it very well?
Yeah, I hate if you talk to my coaches, I hate giving up runs. Like it just irks me so bad, but we've had conversations about like if you're trying, if your like motivation for pitching is to not give up runs, you're gonna give up runs. It's like your brain doesn't know the difference between a positive and a negative command. So if I'm saying to myself, do not give up runs, you're gonna give up runs. Like I need to pitch to execute, not pitch not to give up runs. And so that's been a hard challenge for me, like to kind of force myself to actually believe that and work with that mindset. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just a constant kind of battle. I'm a perfectionist, so we're working through it every single day, but I feel like I'm in a good spot.
How do you feel this year versus last year when you came in? I remember you still were adjusting to your pitching coach and things like that. How do you feel now, another year older here and a year in the program?
I feel a lot more prepared, just because I kind of know exactly what I'm gonna get, like out of myself. I know, like I said earlier, I know myself. But I was talking to my sports psychologist last week after Clearwater last week, and I was like, dude, I don't know like what it is, but I feel like last year I had nothing to prove because no one expected that much after, not to say no one expected anything, but like people outside of our program didn't expect much after my sophomore year. Like it just wasn't a great year. And so like he's like, okay, think about it like this. Your freshman year, you go in, you have a great year, but no one knows who you are. Like you're just basically trying to get in the view of everyone. Okay, you have a great year. And then your sophomore year, you go try to outdo yourself. And it's like, crap, that was bad. Okay, so then you transfer, you're in a new spot. No one expects much. It's kind of like a new freshman year. Like you just kind of restarted your career. Okay, you're an All-American, you have a great year. Now you're trying to outdo yourself again. You're trying to get drafted. You're trying to be an All-American for the third time. You have all this stuff in your head instead of just playing softball. And so it came down to that. Like, I think that's why I struggled the first weekend. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And then soccer, like obviously, like the second weekend in Clearwater was not great. Um, but I think just like I kind of started the year with all those pressures and outside things on my mind rather than this team and this program on my mind. So that's been it's been a challenge, but it's good. I'm glad it's happening now and not in May or June. So
Well, it
yeah.
sounds like you're pressing, maybe. You pressed a little bit.
Yeah.
Which happens to a lot of seniors, by the way.
Trying to be too perfect, trying to go with a bang instead of just doing what I do, and it usually works. So
Well, one of the other big positives is your rest of your pitching staff also had a great weekend. Have had a good start to the season. Riley Crandall's healthy. You
yeah.
got Presley. Just talk about the rest of the staff around you.
I mean, Riley's awesome. Riley's my best friend, and to see her go from having her year last year to this start is awesome. She's healthy, she's confident, she's having fun, which I didn't see out of her last year. And so as her teammate, but also as her best friend, it's really cool to like actually see her flourish. And then Presley's just awesome. She's obviously super young. And like I said, freshman year's kind of cool because you just don't really know what to expect and you just go out there and compete. And I see that in her. And I think it's really cool. I think it's awesome that she has Riley and I ahead of her a little bit because she's able to learn and grow and she doesn't have to come in as a freshman and have a ton of pressure on her. It's more just like you just go do your job and we'll have your back. And so I think she's in a really, really good spot and I'm super proud of her. And then obviously we have Madison Hoffman who hasn't gotten a ton of time, but she's young and she's working through things and I think by the end of her career she'll be awesome.
Yeah, it feels like there, with Riley being healthy. I mean, she went through her adversity last year there to overcome that. It's got to be a big boost for you and the team.
Yeah, I mean, I felt last year like I kind of had the weight of the world on my back, like um just having to pitch 200 plus innings in regular season was a lot for me mentally and physically. And so having Rye now and Presley just to kind of take some of that load off is great for me and then also the team like I don't know, I'm able to be a better teammate and kind of interact with my teammates more because I'm not worried about pitching all the time.
That's pretty right. Take some of the low pressure off a little bit there. I was really impressed with you last year. I was at the Big 12 championship after the Arizona State game. Didn't go, and you kind of went to the mic and said, "Look, this is not on the coaches. This is on us, the players." You took ownership for that. And Kenny's like he appreciated you, but really he took because he takes it on himself as well. What led you to do that? To take it on your shoulders there and say, "Hey, look, it's on us. Point the finger at us. We didn't get the job done. It's not my coach."
Yeah, I mean, that's our guy. And I think head coaches take the heat a lot. And I agree. Like, coaching has a lot to do with the game of softball, any sport, like the success of a team. But I think last year, a lot of it came down to obviously the team and decisions that were being made and focus and competitiveness. And I just think we lacked a lot of the things that a successful team needs. And it had nothing to do with him. It's things that you can't coach, it's things that you can't force people to do. Um, the way we run practices and the way we're prepared is, in my opinion, better than anyone else in the country. And I think our coaching staff does an amazing job of developing and teaching and coaching. And so just to like, obviously last season was hard on all of us, but for him to like take that heat and the pressure and the stress, it hurts my heart because I love him like a father. And like I said, at the end of the day, we're the ones going out there and giving up runs and striking out. Like it's just what you're not supposed to do. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm loyal to him and the rest of our staff, and I will back them up any day of the week. So,
He told me in January that last year the mistake he did was he kind of crowned the team last year before they had done anything, like saying it's the most talented team ever, and he got the advice like, you just messed up, right? You can't give them the accomplishment until they actually do it. And he learned from that, and he said he was going to do some things differently. Have you noticed that this from this fall into the season? It's a little different, some tweaks there for this group.
yeah, I mean, this fall was really hard. Really, really hard. Like the weight room, they killed us. Softball's not a huge conditioning sport, but the way we conditioned, it was brutal. It was twice a week at 6 a.m., like just killing us. And I think practice was obviously hard, but practice is practice. But it's the outside of practice stuff that was really challenging. And then obviously we did a ton of like mental training with our sports psych. Just the way he adjusted after a failure of a season and changed the way he did things and kind of going back to his like ways when he first started coaching here was super cool and admirable. But yeah, it was a challenge, but I think it was really good for us because it forced us to be tough and to be together because sometimes you start to resent your coaches a little bit when they're making you do hard things, not in a negative way, but it's like, dude, this sucks. But it brings the team together. So this team loves each other. Like every team says it, and I've been on teams where it's not true, but I've said it. But this team like genuinely loves and cares for each other, and I think that's why we're seeing success right now.
Well, one of your key players is Amanda Hasler, your catcher. I spoke to her in January. She told me that when you two were on the same, I guess, recruiting trip when you were in the port of coming visiting Oklahoma, that you didn't talk. She was kind of gun shy, and then eventually one of you like, why did you talk to me there? So just talk about that relationship you've had with her and how you've built, which was pretty funny that you two didn't talk when you were kind of visiting the same school there, but now you've formed a bond.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super outgoing, so on my visit, I'm talking to everyone, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna have this catcher from NC State on your visit too." And I was like, "Cool." And then Amanda and I literally did not speak. My parents left halfway through the visit because they had some plans already, and so I was alone, and we were watching the super regional game in Stillwater, and I sat alone. I didn't even sit with Amanda. It was the weirdest thing. And after I committed, Coach G was like, "Hey, I think Amanda's gonna commit too." And I was like, no way, dude. She is not coming here. Like, she did not even like it. And then she committed like a couple hours later, I want to say. And then obviously we got here and we lived together, and she was still super just like shy. She was in her room all the time. And finally she started to come out of her shell. And then when we were able to obviously be a battery together, our bond just formed super quick. And I just got engaged. She's gonna be in my wedding. Um, she's one of my best friends. She's just awesome. I always say this to people, but she's a pro, and like the way she goes about the game of softball is super admirable, and I respect it a ton. We're super alike when it comes to softball and training and that kind of stuff, but our personalities are very different, but we just fit together. So it's awesome.
She's a chef cook. Is she going to cook at your wedding?
Maybe, maybe, yeah. She brings food over all the time. She lives two houses down, with a couple other players, but she brings food over for my roommates and I all the time. So she's pretty good at what she does.
Do you have a favorite dish that she cooks?
Well, she's really good at baking. So any like cookie, she's good at that. She makes good like bread, muffins, and kind of anything. She's just legit.
That's good. No, she's mentioned that too, and her dad's mentioned that too. And hung out with him in Clearwater
Yeah.
as well. You look at what you got coming up. Obviously, you got this tournament. South Dakota State's really good. Oh yeah, you got Nebraska a couple times. Been there. You told me last year that you had to calm your mom down leading
Yeah.
up to the Nebraska game. Is that still the case? Have you had to calm her down? What's the week been like in preparation?
I mean, everyone seems to make this game a super big deal, which I understand. There's a lot of history there. But even yesterday before practice, I was doing some media stuff, and this guy's like, "How emotional is this game for you? How excited are you?" I'm like, "Dude, it's just another softball game. If I get caught up in who it is and what it means, and it doesn't, it means nothing. It's what, February 25th,
That's right. That's correct.
in Stillwater. Who cares?" Like I said, it's just another softball game. It doesn't really matter that I'm friends with some of these people that I played against with. Who cares? It's just another game. But like I said, yeah, like there definitely is some more emotion there, especially when it comes to my family. There's a lot of family history with that school, and I just have to remind people, just another game. Like, don't make it bigger than it is. We can talk about it after we win, but
Sure.
yeah. So just
Well, let me.
keeping it all.
Well, I want to do this. I want to ask you, put on an analyst hat here for a second, because I had Amanda Scarborough on the podcast before the year, and she called this senior class that you're a part of maybe the best senior class she's ever covered. So you've been around all of them, and you're part of that, by the way. You're part of that with what you've accomplished to this point. But you've been around Jordy. You won a PGF championship with Jordy. You've seen Nija, Carly Pitt. Describe this senior class. Why are you all? Because you've been around it in the development there. Because this is a special class. So do you realize that you're part of this special group here?
Yeah. I mean, it's just elite. I mean, it's been challenging to be in college with these people. Like, we all want the same things. And I think it's hard. Like I've been in the same conference as Naja my whole career with the Pac-12 together, and then um, obviously the Big 12. I remember when I was at Washington, I was against Nyjah. I was like 0 and 4 with a .4 ERA. I'm like, how does this even happen? Like, I mean, it's like a cheat code. But what makes me excited is hopefully we all go play together in AU and maybe on the national team one day, and iron sharpens iron. And I think when you get the best people in one spot, some pretty cool things can happen. And I think this is why you see our game growing. And so it's hard. Like we all want to be all Americans. We all want to win a national championship, but we're literally competing against the top 1% in the world. So it's cool. It's hard, but it's really, really cool.
Did you know when you were young that all of you, like, man, this Jordy girl's going to be really good, or man, that Nyjah girl's really good? When did you know?
Well, I knew obviously Jordy because I had played with her and she was the best I'd ever seen because I'm from Nebraska and we don't see it a lot. But I didn't really know anything about my class until like freshman year. And I didn't make the top 25 freshman of the year, whatever. And I was like, hold on, how did this happen? Like, I was an All-American as a freshman. I'm still not one of the top 25 freshmen. Obviously, it's one person's opinion. It doesn't matter. But like, then to see like all these people continue to get better and grow, like after my freshman year, got to play with like Megan Grant, Jordan Rory, Nyjah. There's more, Taryn Kern, maybe. Uh, all these people, and we're just babies at that point, not knowing what our careers would turn into. And so it's cool. Like all the people that are like at the top of our class, I'm
Yeah.
friends with a lot of them. So it's really awesome. It's super cool.
Yeah, Megan Grant and Willer, they're crushing the ball right
They are.
now.
I hate
Uh,
playing them, but we beat them.
you
So
beat them though, yeah. I was gonna say you beat them in Clearwater there, but that had to
yeah.
give you a lot of confidence and push you
Yeah.
because you knew that man, these girls are I gotta work even harder to stay with them at this level.
Yeah, I mean, that game, the UCLA game was really, really good for us. Um, yeah, it was a challenge, but those are some good players, and to be able to come out with that win was super cool.
Do you remember the game in your career where you knew you belong here at this level, that you could succeed at this level?
I mean, I think my dad and I were talking the other day about like my freshman year, and I think I had no idea um that I was even good. Like I knew I was good because I knew who I was, but I didn't know compared to other people that I was actually that good. I thought a 2 ERA was like kind of bad. I was like, that's not that great. And then I was an All-American. I'm like, how did that even happen? Like I didn't realize. And then I think when I got to the World Series and I got 3 starts and we ended up losing our third game against Stanford, but I think I gave up 1 run and I don't even think it was an earned run. I was like, dang, I can play with the big dogs here. Like, I can do this. And then obviously you go up and down. And then I didn't think I belonged the next year. And then last year I'm like, yeah, I freaking do belong here. Like, I can play with anyone. And then still working to feel that way. And it's a battle every single day. I mean, when something doesn't go your way and you lose confidence, then it's like, wait, do I? Um, which I mean, I think everyone goes through that. And so
Sure.
that's a mentality that we're trying to get every single day.
Well, and you're in the Big 12 too, where there's stacked pitchers. Nyjah, of course, she just followed, you two just meant to be in the same conference. But she's not alone. Kenzie Brown's throwing really well at
Yep.
Arizona State. UCF's got the youngster and Isabella Vega there. Do you notice all the great arms in the conference there as well? Wow, this is a pretty fun. Like this is an era that I think you'll look back 5, 10 years ago. A lot of people are going to look at it in a very, wow, a nostalgic way.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know like I didn't know we didn't play Arizona State in a conference game last year. So we ended up playing them late in like a midweek. I didn't know anything about Kenzie Brown. Like I cuz when I was at UW, I don't even think she pitched it. I think she might have been hurt or I don't know or she wasn't
Yes,
like
yeah, no, that's correct. She had some injuries.
I
Yeah,
think yeah, and so I was like, who is this girl? Like I've played Arizona State so many times and I don't know her. I know there was a girl at BYU last season that had pretty good numbers too. I don't,
Yeah,
we never
Korth.
played.
Yeah, Korth
Yeah.
is. Yeah, she's
So
been there.
yes, and then we played UCF and Vega was really good. Um, gosh, what was the other? There was another
Caitlin
pitcher.
Felton. They had Caitlin Felton, the
Yeah, she
senior
was really
graduated.
good
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
And then so like I didn't know much about the Big 12 because I was in the Pac-12. So
sure.
I didn't know anything about UCF or BYU or so I didn't know that all these pitchers were really good and then you play against them and I'm like, "Holy cow. I kind of thought it was just going to be me and Nija in this conference and now everyone has a really good
Yeah,
arms." It's really cool. It makes the weekends really fun and
it re-
hard.
very much. All right, I got to ask you this about the Orlando trip. Your coach got ejected. Kenny got ejected on Sunday, which I told him to, and I told him this. It was one of the most entertaining ejections ever. I know it was not funny to him at the time,
Yeah,
but
it's
as a
funny.
player, take me through that ejection there where he's kicking the garbage can and he's leaving, and he comes back and grabs his book bag. It was pretty wild stuff.
I mean, that game, I was just it was hilarious, but I was more frustrated. That game took so long. You were calling that game, weren't you?
Oh, I
Yeah.
was.
It was the longest game ever with the substitutions. Coach G would call timeout. Coach Bear would call timeout. And I was like, guys, can we just play the game? I'm trying to go to the airport. Like, so I think I was like, I don't even think I laughed until after the game. I was just like, bro, there's like a clip of me. My mom sent it to me after that game. Coach Bear calls timeout. Like it was right after that whole thing, and then Coach Bear called timeout, and it zooms into me. I'm like, oh my gosh, with the biggest eye roll. I was like, can we just play the game? But I don't know. That was a super funny game because then we obviously ended up winning after getting two hit. Thank God for Amanda.
Hasler had both
Yeah,
hits.
two bombs, and then Rosie Davis was on base both times. Um, but I think it was awesome after the game to kind of laugh about it. But during the game, I wasn't laughing.
Is that one of those where you could kind of shy away, get away from it? Like, yeah, no eye contact with coach there as he's getting
Well,
yeah.
I think I was on the field when it happened because, oh, it was the Cheese caught the ball, made a great catch in center, and then it got reversed. And then I think I ended
Yes.
up walking the girl. Um, yeah, I mean, no eye contact. It was not a good moment until after the fact that it was pretty funny when he came on the field after we won and all of us are hugging him.
It's hilarious. That was
Yeah,
a wild gig game.
it was. That was a wild weekend, actually.
That was a wild weekend series because, right, you almost had the no hitter, and then nobody could get a strike in the second game. It was an
Dude, the
offensive
second game
shootout.
was like 15-7 or something.
Yes, correct. It was
We
just,
gave up like 7 in the first inning or something crazy.
yes, bizarre, just
Yeah.
bizarre series. That was prime time. I do recall that. That was
That was
I
a
remember
fun one.
that. I remember that because like Kat Osterman was doing the game, and like everybody was coming up to me. He's like, "Hey, can you like introduce us to Kat?" I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna be that geek. I'm not gonna be that
Yeah.
sort of a dork. I'm gonna leave her alone
Yep.
to do her job."
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a wacky series. But yeah, welcome to Big 12 life, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of the norm there. Do you take a moment to kind of let it sink in here? I mean, I know you're competitive, you're focused on the game, but is there a part of you that allows yourself to like, hey, this is could be the last time I'm playing here, or etc. Do you try to allow to take a moment here to take it all in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to be present as possible. Good or bad, like just be joyful because I get to do this. And it's a lot of people's dream to be where I'm at. So whether we win or lose, I'm just trying to have fun with my teammates and then also just keep the focus so that it is a great senior year and I do set myself up for a future career. But it can be hard to, like after Clearwater, I was like, I never want to come back to Clearwater. But I'm like, dude, you just got to play where every little girl wants to play and you got to pitch 20 innings. And even though you got shelled, who cares? Like, you just learned about yourself and now you can go be better. So, like I said about everything, just kind of keep it all in perspective.
You mentioned earlier pro ball is a goal. How much do you think of the AUSL, what they're doing, the growth with the leagues and the cities? Is that the immediate goal after college?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've wanted to do. Um, Kind of ever since I got to college. I wasn't sure about pro ball, before because the original formatting, I was like, it just doesn't feel like, obviously I didn't know, but from what I'd heard, it doesn't feel like softball. Like softball's a team sport. It's super fun to be with the same girls and compete with them. And um, seeing them like turn it into a league in a traditional softball format is awesome. I think it gives people like me and like those around me a post college softball career, um, which is exciting. And I think the way they're growing it and adding teams and adding home locations is awesome. And I can't wait to hopefully be a part of it.
No, it's gonna be fun. I think it'll be exciting to have you there, without question. There. Do you have a favorite player you enjoy watching play? I'm gonna again. This is your analyst test here. If there's a player you watch where you analyze them, I'm like, woo, she's a fun player to watch.
I mean, I'm kind of biased, but Lexi Kilfoyle is just
Yeah.
awesome. Get to see her here every single day. She threw live to our team yesterday. But her and I are very different. We have similar like pitching styles because we're drop ballers, but very different competitors. You see her and she's just out there steady Eddie, super calm all the time, and I'm more fiery and emotional, but just to have her to look up to and watch her go about her business is awesome. So she's one. Um, I really like watching Amanda Lorenz hit. I think she's elite. And I think she's super cool. From the times I've talked to her. Jessie Warren on defense is legit. Love watching her. Obviously, she hits awesome too, but defensively, she's super fun to watch. And then I'm really good friends with Bailey Klingler. So obviously, to see her success last season has been awesome to watch. And hopefully, we've been talking, hopefully, we get to be teammates eventually one day again. So, yeah, those are kind of my favorites.
I love your analyst chair. Your analyst hat's working here. I think we got something working here. Just saying, media analyst Ruby Meylan. I could see it
I
working here.
hope so. That's the goal.
No, you're gonna be good at it. I can sense it. You're enjoying, got a passion for the game. You watch the game. You're one that likes to watch softball, don't you?
I do. I really like it. Like tonight, I'm already like, when I get home from practice, Clemson, Georgia's gonna be on. I gotta have it ready to go. My roommate tonight, well, Madison Hoffman, she's one of my roommates, and she's the same as me. She's kind of a softball junkie, and so anytime there's a good game on, we kind of plan our day around it. Yeah, I love watching. We were here all summer, just us two, and the AU games we watched pretty much every game. We actually went to Wichita to watch a game in person, so that was really cool.
Oh wow, he went all the way to Wichita to catch those games. What was that like experience like?
Really cool. I knew, well, Bailey was playing there and then Sis was there with the Volts. So just being able to watch them play in person and talk to them post game was really cool. Sis got to, I never played with Sis, but Sis coached me my sophomore year and then she was always around my freshman year. So that was really cool to watch her play. And then obviously to watch Bay and see her family and talk to her was super cool.
I like this. You got the connections. Yeah, you've got it all. You got the ties there. I'll let you go on this. Beyond just this week, you're gonna get after this week. It's Big 12 play starts, etc. What is going to be the keys for your team to accomplish your internal goals here moving forward?
I mean, I think we're killing the ball right now, even against elite arms. We're putting up a ton of runs, which we didn't do last year. And so I think if we just continue to buy into Coach Shippey's hitting philosophies and her scout and her plans, I'm seeing success with our hitters. So I really like that. Defensively, we're coming together. So I think just continuing to, again, stick to the plan. And then obviously I have to be good. Riley has to be good. Presley has to be good. So I think we talk about execution all the time, and no matter who's in the box, if we execute, just usually they don't get hit. So execution's the goal always. Yeah, that's
That's
what I
pretty.
think.
See, that's the analyst in you. I like that. That's
Yeah.
good. Who's the hitter? Give me a hitter or two that you think is under the radar that should get some more love on your
Mm.
team.
Well, JL Austin right now, she's a freshman.
Yeah.
The Big 12 Freshman of the Week, week one. But she's leading our team in home runs right now, and she has insane pop. And then also defensively, she's insane. She just makes these crazy plays and makes them look easy. So I think her average is a little down. I think she had a little struggle in Clearwater, but she's awesome. And she took Lexi Kill full yard yesterday at
Oh wow.
practice. So she's awesome. She's hitting the ball well. Gosh, who else?
That's a good one though. The ceiling. It seems like the ceiling's high for her. Like the it don't
Yes,
yeah.
she's
Right?
been really good. Claire Tim obviously was just the Big 12 Player of the Week, but she's not a name you hear a lot. But right now, the way she's swinging the bat and the way she's got a little quiet confidence in herself, is kind of scary. Like I've never seen her like this, and it's really cool. We always talk about she doesn't even look like she's trying when she plays. Like it's so smooth and easy for her, and I don't know. She's not a name you're probably gonna hear a whole lot, but she's legit. She's hard to get out.
I like that. All right. You're approved. Next year, I'm going to bring you on, and you're just going to be analyst. We're going to talk about every player in the sport, even if you're playing pro, whatever you're doing. We're
Oh,
going to
that's
have
the goal. Dude, imagine pro softball and analyst. It doesn't get much better than that. I mean,
double
that
dip
is
it,
legit job.
double dip it, just
Yep.
all in. You've
Yep.
got it. You've got it. That is Ruby Meylan joining us here in the circle of D1 softball, powered by 643. Always a pleasure to catch up with you and talk to you. We could talk for hours. We'll definitely have you on down the road, but good luck this year.
Thank
Congrats on the no-hitter.
Thank you.
Hope for more no-hitters for you.
You too.
And like I said, thanks for always talking to us and taking care of us. We'll talk soon. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.